Hello, Chiefs Kingdom, and welcome to another episode of Watch Party. We're going to call it Watch Party Friday. We got a special one today as we are rewatching the AFC Championship game, Chiefs and Titans. This one is one for the books, and joined, as always, by Mitch Holtis. Mitch, what do you love about this game? What are you excited to rewatch tonight?
Well, first of all, I'm rocking the jacket. That's what I wore that day for this game. But it's also a throwback jacket. But this is the biggest win in Arrowhead Stadium history. In 58 years prior to Pat being the starting quarterback, the franchise had 2 home playoff wins. Of course, we all know that's changed, but this day was a monumental, historic day.
Yeah, the talk all week was bring it home, talking about that Lamar Hunt trophy. I remember talking with Coach Reed back at training camp saying, how do you make sure you keep the guys locked in and they don't feel like you just want to fast forward back to the AFC Championship game because they were so close the year before? How do you maintain that edge and that desire going all the way to training camp and putting in all that work? And one of the reasons they were able to do that was because of the leadership of the veterans on this team and guys who make plays. And one of those guys is going to join us right now as we welcome on the Cheetah, Tyreek Hill, who joins us. Obviously a huge part of what the Chiefs not only did in this entire season, but what they did in this game here tonight. Tyreek, we appreciate you joining us, man.
Hey, thank y'all for having me, man. Hey, anytime y'all need me, I'm here, So thank y'all for having me.
First thing I want to ask you, Tyreek, is you put it out on social media, 1% body fat. I didn't even know that was healthy or even possible. But I think from looking at the pictures, it doesn't look like you've been skipping a lot of workouts. I'll say that.
Hey, believe this or not, man, I train every day. I probably train like 3 times a day, and that includes yoga. So my body is going to be definitely different this year. And I'm feeling amazing, too, so can't wait.
Well, you look amazing. Rick Burkholder sent me a picture of you last night. I was like, oh, my gosh. And this game, this is what's interesting, Cheetah. This game goes back to what you and I were talking about maybe a week ago on that Defending the Kingdom podcast. It's not just your speed. It's your route running and your entire game. Oh, and by the way, we had just shown 2 nights ago the Houston game where you're pass blocking J.J. Watt like one like an offensive lineman. That was awesome.
You see me, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I'm just trying to do more, man. I feel like the more you can do, like the more you'll be on the field. So, like you said, Coach Reed, he's very creative in ways like that. I never think in my life that I'd be able to block J.J. Watt, and he put me in a great position, and I was able to do it. So let's go. Line me up again, man. Let's go.
All right, you heard him. Let's get this game going. Let's get this game kicked off right now. Again, this is the Chiefs and Titans, the AFC Championship game. Chiefs making it for the 2nd year in a row. Tyreek, when you were going into this game, and again, fans, this is the first time you've joined us on this show, send us questions in the chat room. We'll get as many as we can. We got Tyreek for the first half. We got Anthony Hitchens for the second half.
Okay.
But there we go.
Okay. He did. No. You can't get fined for that, though. You can't get fined for that. It's before the game. Let's go.
But yeah, if you got questions for us, let us have those. Tyreek, what do you remember about just the mindset of this team coming off that win against the Texans, the comeback win, and just the momentum you guys had going in trying to get to the Super Bowl for the first time in 50 years?
Man, all I can say is that week of practice, like everyone had that look in their eyes. Whether it was receivers going against DBs, whether it was O-line going against linemen, or whether it was Pat making every throw on the field look easy. You know what I'm saying? So, it was just different, and, you can just tell, the energy was different, and we were just out there being kids and just playing the game that we love, and it all fell in the right place.
And Tyreek, how big was it that these guys had beaten you back in November early, setting up that? I know it's the AFC Championship game, but how much was revenge a part of this and getting ready?
It was a lot. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm watching the game, but like I said, guys was really ready for this game. Especially our defense. I'm playing against I believe the lead rusher in the league, Derrick Henry. It'll be some days. I hear Tyron or Frank just talking we're gonna get him this week. He won't get over 100, and we're gonna slow him down and things like that. So focus. Those guys were mentally prepared, and they really stepped up for the challenge.
I said, how much as a player, you guys always you always have confidence in your abilities. And I think coming into this game, you mentioned Derrick Henry had 588 yards in the 3 games leading into this one. And that meeting earlier in the season, he averaged over 8 yards a carry. But coming into this, the words that Frank said, the way that Frank spoke the confidence and spoke it into existence, and then to go out and back it up. Just as a player, is there anything better than saying big words, having people question you on the national stage, and then going out there and backing up those words?
I mean, that's just basically like me saying, can't nobody guard us as a receiver core, right? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like with the weapons we got, and I'm not trying to run away from the Frank subject. I mean, you got to have like that kind of confidence, and you got to have that kind of swagger when you play this game. You know, like you can never let another man think that he can run you over or guard you or anything. You know, because it's a man beat man sport, right? So you don't want to get embarrassed on TV. So
Tyreek, these the defensive guys always want to play offense. Hey, throw me the ball, let me play wide receiver. You ever want to play defense, play corner, safety?
Man, look, I want to play nickel. I be telling Spags all the time, you can line me up at nickel, man. I'll make the tackle. I'll do whatever you need me to the best receiver. So me and him be joking about it sometimes, but I know Coach Reed, he'll never let me play defense.
Is he going to let you throw a pass again?
I don't know, man.
We've seen it at practice. We know you can throw.
I can throw, man. It's just, I wasn't used to the pressure. When we played the Broncos, I wasn't ready for all that pressure. I didn't know they was going to be coming at me like that. The rush was coming too fast. I was like, oh, let me get that out real quick.
These guys, they look like they were throwing the kitchen sink at you. Even early here, they were giving you all kinds of different looks. What about dealing with that as a receiver if you're getting looking at everything basically?
Well, I feel like as a wideout, when I first came into the league, a great wideout once told me, if you want to be a great receiver, you gotta know what the corner's doing and the safety's doing. So that includes both DBs and both safeties, you know. And just the good receivers, they're only able to tell what the corner on your side is doing. So, I mean, I try to stress that to our guys, and our guys did a great job of that, of knowing exactly what they were doing, you know, because it was times like they'll show cover 3, but really it's a cover 2, you know, and the safeties, they always going to tell the defense. Like, if you're a veteran receiver, the safeties, they always going to tell the defense because like, as a safety, if you're in the wrong spot against Pat, he will light you up. He will light you up, and they know that, so.
If you're in the right spot as a safety,
if you're in the right spot, he's still gonna light you up. So it doesn't really matter. Okay, Breezy. Hey.
I think this one ends up getting turned back. It was close, but we got a question from the chat room. A quick shout out to John West, Chief Wildcat, for tuning in. Appreciate it. This question is for Will McCutcheon. What's the next step for you to take your game to the next level?
I think for me, just taking my game to the next level. Obviously, next level, but I got to be open to like new things. You know, I got to be willing to like listen and learn from like people who's been there or like just like know more than me. So like, let's just say a guy like Coach Reed. You know, okay, I'm a 4-time Pro Bowler, right? I'm a 2-time All-Pro. You know, sometimes guys get that mindset of like, I don't need no more coaching. Like, I can do it all by myself, you know. He won a Super Bowl. He's arguably probably the best coach, and you can do such and such on this route. Like, he can coach me on that. But like I said, I got to be open to that though. So that'll be ways for me to get better, and I am, you know. And I'm always trying to get better, man. It don't matter.
And Tyreek, I mean, after talking to you on that Defending the Kingdom podcast, it just was impressed upon me, and watching these workouts, like, you have a desire to be great. You have a desire to be remembered. What about that aspect in raising the level of your game?
Well, I feel like legacy plays a part in everything that we do, right? You know, so I got 4 kids, and I want my legacy to be known as he was a great football player. He was a hard worker, and I want that mark to be left for my kids. So when they are older, like, people will say, "Man, look, your dad, he got after it. Like, he did his thing on the field, but also He did his thing off the field. He did things the right way. So I mean, my legacy means a lot to me, you know. And my kids, they gonna carry my legacy on once I'm gone and retired and doing whatever I'm doing.
Absolutely. I thought we were gonna get a your son dropping in like last time when we did media.
Oh, Zell, come here, Zell.
You asked for it. Here he comes.
Nah, so Tyreek Jr., he's actually on the way. Zell, come here. You see Zell, he got his swim gear on right now. He ready.
All right, a little bit on this drive, Tyreek, while we got more questions coming in from the chat room. Can you just walk us through what you see? Just put us back on the field, what you see,
Okay.
what you remember about this drive and what's going on right here.
Okay, hold on. Let me catch up real quick. Got a motion.
Big guys doing work.
Oh, yeah, big guys be doing work.
Ooh.
Get out of the pocket, Pat. Get out of the pocket. Long throw down the field. Slide and catch 10. Come here. Give me that.
That's the first big chunk play, if I recall, Mitch. I remember we talking on the radio broadcast about that.
Yep.
Can I get an
Just need a little spark.
I don't remember the defense. Can I get a replay?
You should have gone on the ground.
Going to the ground.
That's defense when you go on the ground. Yeah.
Oh, this play right here was supposed to be a touchdown. D-Rob was wide open on it. I can't give y'all the route name, but he was wide open on it.
Well, they're throwing a bunch of stuff at you in this. I mean,
yeah, like
lots of blitzes, corner blitzes, safety blitz. I mean, they're trying to throw you guys off your game.
I'm looking forward to you breaking down your route on the touchdown against Logan Ryan on the little seam route off the line of scrimmage. That one, there's some angles on that one that are impressive.
Yeah,
it's a good player too.
He's a great player. He's a tremendous player. Huh?
Tyreek and BJ, I call these not a fair fight plays coming up because this flip pass ain't a fair fight. I mean, this is like me trying to chase you. It's coming up here where, I mean, they're trying to get to the edge and you're already gone.
Yeah, that's just Cole Reed, man. Speed and just being able to get around that edge, around that end. What's crazy is he leave the end unblocked on that play, and he's trusting McCole, like just to like sweep around. It's scary, but it's big.
You got to give credit to the guys doing work, allowing you to make that touchdown too, because Travis Kelce to slow down the pursuit of the one guy who may have had a chance to get you.
But what's crazy is, man, TK, man, he don't get enough credit, man, for what he do, like blocking wise, you know, like he really goes all out when it comes down to blocking. Now he may not be the best, but hey, he be pancaking like when needed. Trust me.
Well, here it comes. It's coming up. This is not a fair fight. Chapter 1. Here it comes.
So this is actually our tights formation right here.
And
that's all we need right there. That's all we need. Just slow him down. See, for real, I didn't know what kind of touchdown dance I was going to do. I was just like, okay, playoff touchdown. I'm turned. Let's go. Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice view.
For real though, I used to be so terrible at this play right here because I used to want to turn my head and look to the left, and Coach Reed was like, "Hey, don't turn your head and tell the defense where you're going. Keep your head straight." I'm like, "Let's see where these people at." I ain't trying to get my head knocked off, Coach. Man, he's like, "Just trust it." I'm like, "Man, okay."
But seriously, how crazy, like your core strength, you've worked so hard that you pivot so fast that you don't turn your head, but you get out there so fast because you're able to pivot that quickly. How much of that is a byproduct?
It's a lot. You gotta, if you want to be in a Kansas City Chiefs offense, you gotta be able to cut, you know, and was like they always preaching and stressing that. They always saying, guys. I mean, we know we in Corona right now, but stress those cuts. I know a lot of y'all are lifting, and I think he was throwing a shot at me because I'm kind of swole right now. He was like, make sure you work on your cuts. I'm like, dog, like I'm cutting, coach. I'm cutting, all right? Trust me, I'm getting the cuts in.
Then he didn't see that ropes workout thing you got because that's crazy.
We got to get you in for a workout, Mitch, one day. So,
yeah, and I'll pass out about 10 seconds into that deal. You'll have to give me CPR. I'll try it. I'll give it a shot.
You're a trooper, man.
Oh, you should.
He dropped it?
He dropped it.
Tyreek, we had another question from the chat room. This is from Garrick Wilhide. What was your favorite play that you made all year?
What?
My favorite play all year is probably
And then, Mitch, you give your favorite Tyreek play, and I'll give mine.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm like stuck in between two right now because my favorite play will probably be probably the Texans. I'm gonna say Texans. Or I'm gonna say the Denver Broncos because I love scoring against the Broncos because their fans are like amazing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go with the Broncos. That play call was actually called the back. And I actually got fined for throwing up the peace sign. I was like, y'all never fined me for this. Why y'all finding me now? What's going on? So that's probably my favorite touchdown.
All right, Mitch, what's yours?
Well, I should say Wasp, but I'm going to say blocking J.J. Watt in pass blocking. I went crazy on that. I was like,
hey.
That's what people don't see about him.
Hey, this is what Pat told me. Pat was like, just hold him up for 2 seconds. For 2 seconds. I was like, 2 seconds? Okay, that's a breeze. I got this. He didn't say reach, stand there and kick slide. Don't stand there and do nothing. 2 seconds. Cool, I got you.
I would say that, yes.
Hey, this dude, he'll be aggravating at practice. Y'all don't even know, bro. Like, it's like I be on the right side, he be on the left side, and Pat throw the ball, he just end up on top of me. I'm like, dude, like, why you over here right now, bro? This ain't in your zone, bro.
Talk about the different options of what the games are going to look like. If there's fans, if there's not fans in the stadium, and if there's not fans, you can hear the players more. And I started thinking about Frank. I started thinking about Tyron. And like the mics picking up everything being said out on the field could give it a completely different feel.
You know what, man? I actually think that if they do no fans, I think that'll actually be great, because you would actually be able to hear what we're saying to the opposing team. And I feel like people want that like up close and up, you know what I'm saying? Like access. So I think it'd be great. Besides the grunting noise when they tackling each other. Yeah. Besides that, it'd be great.
Yeah, but I think my favorite play was the Texans touchdown because it's such an easy thing to go back to, and somebody's like, oh, he's just a speed receiver, he's just a gadget receiver. I'm like, he jumps over everybody, he's coming back from an injury, and then he drags 2 guys into the end zone. He kind of showed everything on that play, so it's just 10 seconds, now stop talking.
I don't be understanding, man, what people want from me. Like I be, y'all don't understand the comments I be reading. I just... Like, what do you want me to do? One hand snag? What you want me to do, man? How do I get in your top 5? That.
Just keep stacking all pros and championships, and I think I'll take care of it.
No, this dude's trying to copy your.
What's crazy is me and D-Rob called this play for them before it even happened. That's what's crazy. I promise. Was like, now watch they throw it to the lineman and show them if they throw it to the lineman.
Daddy.
What's up?
The silly guy on the team. Over there.
Oh, okay. Young Meek. Yeah, Meek.
How much fun was it for you to see his development? When he first got to rookie minicamp and OTAs where he's kind of, I don't say deer in the headlights. I'll let you come up with that, but there was a lot.
Man, look, as a rookie, when you first come in, man, you look so different from like professionals. And McCole, man, he was looking kind of rough when he came in, but as the year went on, man, he began to start like he started to like he started. Huh? In a minute. We're gonna go outside in a minute. But he began to like he started looking like one of us, like as the course of the year began to go on.
Mm-hmm. One of your best tweets was after he got Pro Bowl return specialist, and your emojis of like return specialist. And then what's he do? He goes for 104 and a kickoff return against the Chargers.
That's exactly what he needed, man. I was actually throwing a shot at him and Jalen Ramsey for real though. Okay, Sammy. Sammy got those big hands, man. See, I don't understand how Pat escapes the pocket. Like he's so like his steps are so choppy and he gets away.
Oh, here it comes. Oh, not a fair fight. Number 2.
Is that what you want? Is that what you want? Yeah, get a little swag in there. Get a little swag off in there. Huh? Yes, sir.
Tyreek watching this before, it feels like the corner's like, don't run a seam. Don't run a seam. Oh, God, it's a seam.
Oh, watch this off the line. Walk us through this.
Hey, so as you see, man, like we got McCole at number 2 right here. He gonna motion in at number 3, and then he gonna take the corner that's on him and the safety. Then they're gonna have like one-on-one with me, and it's obviously like I said, man be the man. And I've taught if you want to be a good receiver, you got to be a magician at the line of scrimmage, and you got to be patient. You know, so I was patient at the line. I gave him a little head and shoulders, and I was able to move him, and the rest is history. You know, because sometimes, like, being that close, like, some guys, like, rush their route. And if I would have rushed my route, you know, Pat, like, I would have been in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? And Pat being Pat gonna look the safety off. He gonna give me time, and I know that. That's just us, that's just that duo. You know what I'm saying? So I worked my route, gave Pat time to look to the right to Kelsey to draw the safety on over to the right, and then scot free.
Tyreek, that's also a red zone touchdown. It's something you and I talked about too. Red zone, you can be 4-1, but in the red zone, it's about route running and finding the seam, right? How much have you learned about playing in the red zone?
I learned a lot, actually. Just being able to watch Kelsey and then just watching how he works his routes and just the patience that he has. You know, being able to watch him and then having Coach Reed draw me up plays is just amazing. So I'm just blessed to have both of those guys, you know, to be able to learn from.
I say at some point it's got to give you guys so much. There we go. At some point it's got to give you guys so much confidence that you know that when you win at the line of scrimmage and you get that little bit of separation, the ball's coming your like Pat's going to see it. He's going to put it right on the money. Because the other thing about that throw, we talk about you off the line. He didn't have this huge open window to throw to you, and he put that thing on a line. You beat your guy, and you knew the ball's coming your way.
Oh yeah. That's the thing about Pat, man. He reads the defense quick. Like he reads it like it's 2 + 2, that easy. You know, so that's what he does.
You guys are so good in the 2-minute, but this is a whole nother part of NFL life. Like you don't have time to sit there and just, hey, let's figure something out. What have you learned about playing in the 2-minute offense with Pat?
That he likes to move fast, and he's going to get the ball out quick a lot. And I have no idea what I was doing here, but I was just running, and Pat was like, go to bounds. I'm like, no. Oh, okay, I turn around. Cool. But
I was playing Madden with it.
Yeah, you got to have fun with it sometime, man. See, look, people don't know what I did right there. I got the defense tired. So I had them chasing me, and they got tired. I don't get tired. They got tired right there. I stayed in the whole 2-minute drive, man.
They're not even lined up.
Yeah, see, look. Like, look how fast this guy is, man. What did he run at the combine? And he looked faster. That's crazy.
He's going to look real fast here pretty soon on that 27-yard run.
That is by far my favorite Patrick Mahomes touchdown of his whole career.
I need the grade on the little shimmy, on the little shoulder fake,
Okay.
the little look off.
So what am I giving? A 1 to 10, A, B?
Yeah. We go 1 to 10.
1 to 10, man. It was kind of weak. But it was killer. The move was killer, though. I don't see how that worked. I don't see it. I tell him that. I don't see how it works. I'm not buying it. Ooh, he was wide open. Yeah, but that's going to cause problems for the defense. And our 2-minute offense, when you got two burners on the outside and me and Meek, and then you got Sammy and Kelsey in the middle, then you got D-Rob who can sub in, who can do basically the same thing. D-Will coming out the backfield. Then you got the Ricky out the backfield. Oh,
Look at this. This is Tyreek playing quarterback.
This is I want to go to the Super Bowl right here. This is I want it. Give me that. Because I was saying after he got wrapped up, go down. But he was like, get off me. Touchdown. Yeah, he different. Different for that.
Those DBs wait their entire lives to get a shot at him. And then he just spins out of it. Everybody misses.
Coach Vrabel looking like the coach off Waterboy when they was losing. And he looks so sad right now. Yo. Nah,
Best line yet of Watch Party Wednesday or Friday. Best line yet.
Hey, y'all want to know what's crazy? Coach Reed agility on the sideline is like ridiculous. Like the way he dodges players that comes his way. Watch it. Hello, can you see Coach Reed? Oh no, you can't see him.
That is an iconic play.
Yo, Anthony, what's up?
My God, what's up, man?
We got Anthony Hitchens is going to join us here in the second half as we let Tyreek go. Tyreek, we appreciate you joining us here on Watch Party Wednesday. I know we'll continue to do media and stuff with you, but continue to stay safe. Do you have any message for Chiefs Kingdom, everybody watching, before we let you go?
Let's see, man. Hey, I just want to say shout out to everybody out there, man, dealing with this coronavirus, man. Continue to stay safe, stay active, and just so running for life, man. I love my family. I love my kids. And I love Chiefs Kingdom. Thank y'all for this opportunity. I will not mess it up. We're grinding each and every day. Cheetah out, man. Mitch, I'm out.
Hey, Cheetah, cue up Waterboy. I'll come over to the house. We'll watch it.
All right, I got you.
All right, we appreciate Tyreek Hill for joining us here in the first half of the AFC title game. Mitch, that was my favorite line so far. As we welcome on Anthony Hitchens, Chiefs linebacker, Super Bowl champion, is going to join us. Hitch, you walked into the best line so far in Watch Party Wednesday. You got a lot to live up to here in the second half.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So how are you doing, man? We just talked to you about a week ago, but how are things?
Everything's good. Same old. Hanging out with the family, staying safe and working out, meetings. It's kind of like a normal OTAs, but minus the practice. So I try to keep my schedule pretty close to that as possible, minus the practice. But yeah, it's been going well for us.
Hitch, you feed off. I mean, you give energy, but you feed off being around the guys. How much is it driving you crazy not to be around everybody all the time, and how anxious are you to get back together?
Yeah, I can't wait, and it's different because right now I'm competing against my wife in the weight room, and when we do our sprints, like I want to compete against the guys, every day, on the field, in the weight room, our sprints, our conditioning, and like all that. But right now, it's just me and the wife competing against each other. So I'm just ready to get no knock on her, but just a little more competition and guys that's doing the same thing I'm doing.
As we get into the second half here with the Chiefs of the 21-17 lead, and it was kind of the storyline in the first half, and the storyline coming into this game is about Derrick Henry and he was the league's leading rusher. The last time he played, he averaged over 8 yards a carry. He was averaging almost 200 yards in the previous 3 games, all of which were on the road. And I know you guys heard that, and I know you got asked about it, and you're like, yeah, we don't worry about that. We do our jobs. But at some level, you had to have heard it. We know Frank heard it because Frank wasn't afraid to put it all out there. But just what do you remember about the mindset of the defense coming into this game in the first half? And then once you got to the second half, Derrick Henry was pretty much a non-factor in this game. They stopped giving him the ball.
Yeah, we had a mindset to stop the run and play great team defense. And if you guys remember, the first time we played them, I mean, to be honest, we played solid. It was like 2 or 3 plays, and I can remember. I'm not sure how long the run was, but he took it up the middle and went like either 60 to 70 yards on us and killed our run per average. And and us just being competitive, we just didn't want that to happen again. So we all did extra walkthroughs and extra meetings, and we knew if we could make most teams in the league, if you make them one dimensional, uh, you got a chance of winning. I mean, we did that, and it paid off.
It was 69. Not that I remember, but on that run. But the other thing was, while going back through this game, that game in Nashville, Tannehill gets out of the gate for like 18 and ended up being probably the biggest play of the game. You kept Tannehill in check in this game, even though you're down 10-0. Well, how much of that was in your consciousness? Just not let him take off and run for 20 yards like Pat just did.
Yeah, we definitely talked about that. People underestimate his speed. Not even his speed, his agility, his vision, and how he can escape. And he doesn't do it often, but he does it in critical downs. So we was aware of that, and we shared that all week. And our defensive ends and our spy guys and our tackles and stuff was aware, you know. So yeah, we were just aware for it, and it helped. You know, it definitely helped playing them once already. Because
Yeah.
when the second game came around, and it was a good ball game, but we was on our keys.
We got a question from the chat room. This is from Brian and Karen Johnson. The question is just, how many times have you gone back and rewatched some of these playoff games, whether it's this one or the Super Bowl? Is that something you've done kind of during this downtime?
Yeah, I got to ask that already. No, it's I haven't, which is I guess you could say weird, but I'm wired and minded different. Once we ended the season and started our virtual meetings, I turned the page to the next year. It was well, obviously it's a great accomplishment for the city, our team, the organization, and all that, but uh, we gotta try to start all over and lace our shoes up from day one and start all over again. I usually when I always say to myself and to my wife is like I'll go back and rewatch and count up the tackles and sacks and turnovers when I'm done. Right now, right now I'm just trying to live in the moment.
Hitch,
How
this I
about
want to
that
ask you
moment?
about. Well, this sequence right here, this is big. They got 2nd and 1. If they go down and score, they retake the lead. You stone
Mhm.
them on 2nd and 1 and 3rd and 1, and then you get a penalty.
Look at 53. Look at this.
Yeah, this is I got pretty good block protection on that one. I'm just trying to finish. Mike did a good job right there getting off his block, and I'm just trying to finish him. Uh, it was just 30. Oh yeah, I made it 30-11 for the penalty. Yeah,
And here's
yeah,
Dirty
that's a good
Dan.
sequence for
Hello.
sure. See, I think that play right there from Dan is just knowing what happened the first time. We didn't know if he was a slider or he wants to get the extra yards. So the first time, if you guys remember that long third down he broke out, our guys kind of like didn't really go to tackle, but to go to be safe because we were expecting him to slide. And then this game, we once he broke the pocket, we treated him like a runner, like a running back, a receiver. So that's why Dan wasn't anticipating a slide right there.
Got
He
another
may slide
question.
the next time.
Yeah.
We got another question from the chat room from Carson Wentz, asking Hitch, what do you love about Kansas City?
It's so much, man. The first thing, honestly, is the people. Uh, you can't get enough of how many good people and that wants to help you and want to reach out for you and want to just show you respect and love. The city is great. Of course, barbecue. I don't really eat red meat in the season, but during OTAs, I might go to get some barbecue, some burnt ends. Uh, and the fans in general, the way they react on game day, and the way they just react when we're out in the community, just talking. They're very respectful and just treat you like a human, not a professional athlete, which is way better than being treated like a professional. So treat you like you just anybody else, showing their love and respect, and it's just been awesome. I'm going into my third year now.
Hitch, you're going to feel like you're back in Iowa City on this drive. This is a 13-play touchdown drive with 10 runs and 3 passes. Now, I want to ask you this. As a team that likes to hit you in the mouth like these guys, what is it like to a team like that when you hit them in the mouth? You just did it on defense, and now they do it on offense.
Yeah, this was, in my opinion, one of the changing drives in the game. To be able to come out on a physical team and just run the ball, a couple play action shots, it's amazing. And it definitely, being a defender, if our bread and butter is stopping the run and doing this, and someone comes out and run that many times, it kind of depletes you. I mean, especially being on the road in Kansas City, Arrowhead. So this drive right here was amazing to watch. And also, we all caught our breath on the sideline. Was ready to finish this game strong.
We've got another question. Somebody peeping behind you, Hitch. Will McCutcheon, what's your favorite jersey behind you?
My favorite jersey behind me would definitely be my Kansas City one, but I didn't hang my Super Bowl one up yet. It's actually in the corner right here. But if I had to pick a jersey, this would be my favorite right here.
Oh, there we go.
I got it framed, the pants and all, but I haven't had time to like hang it up or have guys over my house and stuff like that with this coronavirus going around and stuff. So, but if I had to pick one, it'd be my Super Bowl captain jersey. But if I had to just pick one from behind, it'd definitely be my Kansas City jersey.
And this is a big moment. We talked about running it down their throat, but now it's a double-digit lead. Now all of a sudden you guys get a lead of 28-17, and defensively now you get a two possession cushion. What does that do for you guys defensively in your mindset?
Yeah, in our mindset, it really doesn't change unless it's under 2 minutes or 4-minute drives and things like that. But we know guys can score quick in this league, and there's 14 minutes left in this game. So we're still locked in, playing aggressive defense, and we look at the score when there's 0 seconds to go. So we're in this phase right here of the game, we're still pressing and blitzing and all that. It's too early to deepen your alignment and stuff like that. Like if you can see, we got our toes at 4 yards deep, and yeah. This drive right here is just like it was the first drive of the game. Yeah, you see guys are still going. Usually our mindset don't usually change until maybe under either 4 minutes or 2 minutes, depending on the situation, or if you're winning in 4 minutes versus losing in 4 minutes.
I want to ask about a question about the virtual meetings to bounce around here a little bit. A story that you might be able to share, if there is one. What's been the funniest moment that's happened in either like a team Zoom meeting, a linebacker Zoom meeting? Somebody's doing something.
Oh, the funniest moment. Oh yeah. So we're in linebacker meetings or individual meetings, and obviously this is new to everybody, so no one really know how to work it. And we get on Zoom, and Dorian O'Daniel, he texts. He thought he had a private text to Damien saying LOL, ha ha ha, but it popped up on a whole screen. And Coach House was like, we all can see that, right? And he was just like quiet for like 3 minutes straight. But yeah, because no one really know how to work Zoom and all that. Yeah, I think he thought he put private chat or something like that, but it text Damien, it popped up on the whole screen. It was so funny.
This is where you got him on the run now. You get that stop, and we're coming up on Sammy's 60-yard touchdown. But when you know you got a team on the run, could you sense it with these guys? Because they came after you at the beginning, and they'd been so hot coming in. Did you know at this point, hey, we got these guys on the retreat a little bit?
Yeah, we talk about that all the time. It's like when you got a team on the ropes, and like the good teams, the great teams capitalize and finish them. When we're up 2 scores, we gotta get a stop and another score. And we talk about that on the sideline. I'm sure the offense do, but I know we talk about it as a defense. We usually terms just to step on their throats and like really like this is the time right now. Like these possessions right here are huge, and I feel like the whole team had that mindset the whole season. Because like once we get to that point and we have the ball and we're up two, we're gonna score. We're up 2 scores and they got the ball, we're gonna get 3 and out. And then that's how the good teams become great.
We've got another question from the chat room. This is from Jonathan Van Sickle, asking Hitch, what is your favorite part of playing in Spag's system and how he enables you to play fast?
The favorite part about there you go, Sammy. The favorite part about the Spag system is pretty simple. And once you get all the details down, like year 2 is going to be, obviously better than year 1. We're just still throwing around learning. Now we're learning the why we're doing this. At first we were just learning what to do. Now we're learning why we do it. And we bring a lot of guys along doing that. It allows us to play faster. And it's a gapped out defense, and it's allowed us to be, play fast and stuff like that. That's why we grew over the year. And Coach Brad told us, man, if I'm not mistaken, it might have been the first meeting we had together, and he was saying it's going to be some rough times. Middle of the season, early on in the season, like everyone's filling out everyone trying to learn the system and things like that. He said, just don't get frustrated. And by him saying that, and it's me being one of the leaders, like I almost started a bit, frustrated. So, but I look back on that first meeting, and I'm like, oh wait, Spag said this was going to happen. So let's keep working, So we did extra walkthroughs, we did extra meetings, we worked, and now, next thing you know, we were winning the Super Bowl. So, I just think that all of the guys realize that, year 2 should be better because everyone now is like learning the why. I mean, obviously for the young guys and rookies and the guys that didn't play much last year, still learning. But for me, the coach asks a question, and if I answer it, then I'm gonna ask him, so why did we do that? So what made y'all do this? Like, what made y'all put this in? So that's what we're getting to now in our meetings, and it's just making everybody just grow.
This gets up to an interesting situation I want to ask you about, because defense is like being a fireman. I've always heard you don't get to choose where to fight the fire. You got these guys off the field, like they're done, and you got them on a full retreat, and then they pull this, and you got to go right back out there on the field. What about your mindset of like a fumble by the offense or quick change? We're back out there.
Yeah, we call it a sudden change. Defensive players are just wired different. Like for us, if that just happened, we feel like that happened on us because technically we're still out there, and most of those guys that's on that team that plays defense. So that's just like going on 4th down and having our defense out there. So in our mind, we got to go back out there, kill the fire. Depending on the situation. They might want to bleed some clock or just take shots if they cross the 40. Most people that cross the 40 or 50 after they get like a big play, they just want to chuck it deep, catch you sleeping. And so our mindset is just, let's back to 1st down, square one, and let's do it again. See, now the game right here just changes completely,
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going back out, and our mindset changes. We're all trying to play the game at every second of the game. Just situation.
one of the things we saw early in that drive, Sorensen just making a couple of plays. I know Coach House was asked about him yesterday. He's not technically a linebacker, but how much respect do you guys have when those little safeties come down into your guys' area, start playing in the box and all the nickel and dime stuff and the stuff that he does? Just how much respect do you have for a player that has to play so many different places and kind of understand the different roles as a guy like Sorensen does?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dan does a lot for us, and I'm not just talking on defense. If you just look at his special teams play, and he's playing safety, he's playing linebacker. He's running out on kickoffs, he's on punt return. So he does a lot for our team, and guys like that, honestly, good for him. It's gonna, lead him for a long NFL career because he can do multiple things. But I have a lot of respect because he has to study twice as much. I had to do that when I was younger, playing in Dallas when I had to learn all three positions because I didn't know who was going to be out and do everything. And I learned on Sunday, or not Sunday, but Monday, like, hey, you moving to Sam. So I'm like, okay. Oh, now you're moving to Will. Okay. So I got a lot of respect, and it's hard. And you got to have a lot of work ethic and be able to, like, study twice as much because you don't know where you're gonna be at that week. And Dan did a great job with it. I mean, he closed at least 3 games for us this year, by himself, playing that we call it a buck dime position. So yeah, man, he's very valuable to our defense and our team, special teams and the defense.
Hitch, before you got on, even before his Waterboy comment, Tyreek told us he wants to play nickelback. You gonna let him play nickelback?
He wants to play. Honestly, with his strength, people don't know how how strong he actually is. With his strength and his speed, and I won't doubt it. You got to be pretty tough to play nickel, and I'll put my money on it that he'd be a pretty good nickel.
Oh. Mitch, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think we're getting close to the the fake spin. My favorite pass rush move of the season.
Oh yeah,
because that was against Taylor Lewan's a guy.
Yeah,
Dude's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a play. Yeah, he was working on that one for sure because the patience you have to do that is just pretty remarkable. But we all know Frank; he's an unbelievable athlete and can rush crazy. But I think he was just setting it up for that spot. Like a lot of great players, what they do is when they see the opening and it's something they've been practicing, they might not use it until the playoffs. But when they do use it, it's a big play, and that's exactly what Frank did. I don't think that was natural. I think he looked at him and seen from what he'd been doing earlier in that game, was like, okay, I can do this to, get home.
And then you drop Tano at 15 yards in pass coverage. How about TK being back there looking like he's the honey badger?
Oh yeah, TK can do it all, man. He's long and he's fast and smart player. And that's the great thing about our team. We have a lot of guys that can do multiple things, and that's what you need in this league. I feel like Beach Spags did a good job of putting together a bunch of guys that can do multiple things. Like T5 plays nickel, technically you can play corner and safety. So guys are moving over everywhere. So you can call one call and make him the nickel or make him the safety on that play. Teams can't tell the difference. We got our DNs dropping in coverage. We had Chris drop a couple times. So it's just get a bunch of guys who can do multiple things. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's definitely one of the best rushes I've seen, like in person for sure.
But now you're going to the Super Bowl. In your mind, at this moment, what were you thinking?
I was on a high, but I was just at the same time. I've seen some crazy stuff. So it's one of those like, yeah, no, focus back up. Yeah, focus back up. It's like one of those. But yeah, Frank, man, he's our closer, man. He's great at what he does. Sometimes it can be a little wild, but I mean, when it's time to lock in and focus, man, Frank's, look at him. Yeah, when it's time to lock in and go.
I think
Uh,
I remember. I think I brought this up, Mitch, on the radio broadcast that before that final drive, normally Frank's kind of animated on the sideline and kind of yelling at the fans and just yelling at anybody who's going to look and kind of pay attention to him. But he was completely calm and like breathing slowly and just had this weird look on his face, just complete serenity. And I was terrified for Ryan Tannehill. I was like, this is scary because he's normally yelling and screaming. It's fine. The fact that he
yeah,
was completely calm, I was like, this isn't good.
yeah, that's Frank, man. When it's time to lock in, he be locked in. A lot of people get different views and vibes from Frank, but Frank is a good dude. He works hard and he locks in. You can't ask nothing more from a professional.
But Hitch, you talk about being in Kansas City. You were asked about it. This moment, this is the biggest moment in Arrowhead Stadium history to this point. For you to be a part of a team to bring the joy to the fans, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, it was just so much going through. It was like so much emotion. Like I was just proud of. You can start with the organization. I was proud of the team. I was just proud of myself. I was just proud of like my family being able to be there. And it was just a whole so much. The fans coming out when it's freaking freezing out there. It's just I don't know. It's like part of history that that's it's going to be there forever, and to be a part of that is just crazy. And once it was over, I'm just like, I'm looking for my wife, and I'm just like, where's she at? And I gave her like 30 seconds, which is very too quick for her to get on the field. And then after that, I just ran to all my teammates, So it was just when after that moment happened, I'm just like, I need to celebrate with the guys. It was like one of those things where we just got better and kept working, and it was so emotional. You see guys crying, and it's tough. It's when you work like so much for something, and players been cut, traded, not drafted, and you're able to be a part of this. It's just unbelievable. Everyone has a different emotion for it.
How much does rewatching this make you just want to get right back? Just go to your garage, get a workout in, and get back to
Yeah, I'm
getting
not
ready to
gonna
do this
lie.
again?
This is it. But at the same time, it's just like this is what we worked for. That was a great season, and we deserved everything we got. And it's tough to say, but it's square one all over again. So we're gonna get back to work and start all over.
All right, we got one last question before we let you go. We do appreciate your time, but we've had quite a few different fans submit questions about Willie Gay Jr., the rookie linebacker. And I know that from your media availability when we spoke last week, you had mentioned that as soon as the pick was made, that you texted him, you reached out to him. Linebackers coach Matt House told us yesterday that he was not surprised at all that you did that you reached out to him. And if you've watched him on film, you know that he's kind of got that Tyron, Chris, Frank kind of passion that he brings to the field. What have you seen from him? I know that it's all been virtual, but what have you seen from him? And the little bit that you have seen, how do you feel like his personality is going to fit in your guys' room once you get together?
Yeah. I mean, that personality is more. I gotta get the vibe for that. Like when we're on the field, it's a little different than just sitting in meetings. But I'm just watching him on tape and the way he's interacting in meetings, and yeah, it's a great pick for us. His size, his range, and his ability to run sideline to sideline. It's going to be good for us. So, yeah, I reached out to him and tell him, like, whatever you need, I'm here for you. It's hard, if I was stubborn and no one else get better in our room, that's not going to help us win. So, it's not about me. If I know something and you need to know it, yeah, I need to get it to you, and we might, who knows, we might count on him to make the fourth down play, to win the Super Bowl. And I was being stubborn and not just sharing the details of everything. So that's not going to happen. I'm here for the whole team. I'm just trying to win, 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 win. And Sean Lee was good to me when I was young, and I think that plays a huge role. Like when I came in, he helped me, he showed me the ropes. He said, just keep passing it on, it makes the team better. And ever since then, Anybody can come to me with any questions. If I know it, I'm going to either answer or I call Coach House or Spags right now and get an answer for you.
Yeah. I don't think anyone who knows.
We love it when you're on with us like this because people see, PJ, what Hitch brings, right? Yeah. When you get a little longer time with him, you brought something to us when you came here. And so I think the whole kingdom appreciates this, my friend.
I appreciate you guys, man. We're all in business.
All right, Anthony Hitchens, we appreciate it. Appreciate you for joining us here on the watch party. We will let you go. Hopefully we'll catch up with you soon.
All right, see you guys. Thank you for having me.
All right. See, that is captain of the Chiefs defense, one of the Super Bowl captains for the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. And Mitch, I love the fact that you and I pay attention to this stuff, and we try to talk as much as we can to fans about it. Maybe it's not as sexy to get a highlight of a pre-snap Hitchens running around and getting the defensive linemen set in the correct gaps, communicating with his teammates. Remember, he's got Spags in his ear telling him, kind of quarterbacking him, and it's not a one-way communication. It's not Spags telling him what to do. It's, hey, think about this, and then he kind of takes his vision and puts it out on the field, and those contributions shouldn't get lost in a highlight reel type of society and just kind of culture that we're in right now with social media and the highlights and the big plays, that they can't make big plays if they're not in the right spots, and Hitch is the one who's tasked with always making sure people are lined up in the right spots.
One of the great things about these watch parties have been we get to show those kind of plays. Tyreek Hill blocking J.J. Watt, or Hitch on a 3rd and 1, 3rd and inches really, making that play on Derrick Henry. Those are champion plays. You don't win a championship without those kind of plays, and so I'm glad we get to do it. And I'm going to go watch The Waterboy now, man. I'm fired up.
I might go watch the Super Bowl because we got to get prepped for next week's show. Next Wednesday, 6 p.m. on the Chiefs YouTube page, we will be breaking down Super Bowl 54. This one is going to be a whole lot of fun, and we've got a pretty good guest that I think you're going to want to tune in for that. But as I'm being told by our producer, Anna Topkin, right now, the show has come to an end. We appreciate everybody for watching. Mitch, before we let everybody go, do you have any parting words of wisdom?
No, but I want to know from our fans before next Wednesday night, who has the most watches of the Super Bowl to this point? I've got to know. I got to verify.
And how many of those were dubbed with the radio call of Mitch in doing it? Because I know it's circled the internet. It's out there. That's a beautiful way to do it.
Plus 10 points if you've done that over 10 times.
And Mitch, the funny thing is we've got a lot of stories about what was going on behind the scenes during the Super Bowl, stuff that a lot of people probably don't know. They probably don't even notice that it went down, but it should be a whole lot of fun. We appreciate everybody for watching. Anna's ready to kick us off. Brian, Karen, John, everybody, we appreciate you for watching. We will see you guys next Wednesday night.